Inside the operating room, Dr. Kenzo Tenma is performing brain surgery. He's focused, steady. His gloved hands move precisely. Nurses assist him, monitoring the vitals. The patient is a Turkish worker, injured on the job. Tenma finishes the surgery successfully. Everyone around him praises him. He's seen as a rising star. Later, in the hospital hallway, a woman runs up to him, distraught. She's the wife of another patient, a Czech man who died that same day. She yells at Tenma, says if he had operated on her husband first, he might still be alive. Tenma doesn't argue. He just stands there quiet. At home, Tenma is with his fiancée, Eva, the hospital director's daughter. She's more concerned with social status than his mood. She tells him not to worry, that his job is to follow orders, not question them. Tenma doesn't respond. He seemed lost in his thoughts. Later, alone in his apartment, he reads over an old medical thesis. Something idealistic he once believed in. The idea that all lives are equal. That doctors shouldn't discriminate between patients. But that's not how things work in the hospital. An ambulance arrives at the hospital. A boy has been shot in the head. His twin sister is uninjured, but in shock. Their parents, both found dead at home. Tenma is called to operate. As he prepares to begin the surgery on the injured boy, he's called away. Another emergency. The mayor has collapsed. The hospital director orders Tenma to leave the boy and operate on the mayor instead. Tenma hesitates. He remembered the medical thesis he read last night. He refuses. Without saying anything, he just quietly returns to the OR, picks up the surgical scissors, and begins the operation. While operating on the boy, the mayor dies. This news spreads like a wildfire across the hospital. Tenma is blamed for the deal. He's demoted. His name is removed from research papers. Eva breaks off their engagement, saying, "You're just an ordinary doctor now." Tenma starts to question everything. Not in words, but in the way he walks down the halls, alone, ignored. Tenma visits the boy he once saved, sitting quietly at his bedside. As he speaks, his voice cracks, he breaks down. Through tears, he curses the hospital's leadership, saying they deserve nothing less than death. The next day, the hospital director and 2 senior doctors visit the boy, unaware of Tenma's visit. While chatting about Tenma's failures, they share a small chocolate gifted to the boy. A few days later, the hospital director and 2 other senior doctors are found dead in their offices. No clear cause. Police arrive. Inspector Lund from the BKA takes over the investigation. He seems harmless at first, but he remembers every detail, everything people say. Tenma is questioned. There's no evidence linking him to the deaths, but Lund makes a note. Tenma was the main beneficiary of the doctor's deaths. The atmosphere in the hospital changes. Some doctors begin to fear him, others treat him coldly. And the boy Tenma saved? He disappears. As the years slipped by, the case faded into silence, abandoned by the BKA investigation department. Tenma is still at Eisler Memorial Hospital, now a respected surgeon, but not a public figure anymore. He lives alone, works late. His only comfort seems to be the patients he saves. Then one night, a man is brought into the ER, a former criminal. He's in critical condition. Gunshot wounds. Tenma operates, but during the procedure, the man wakes up briefly and whispers something. "He's coming. The monster is coming." Later, Tenma checks on him in the recovery room, which is guarded by a security guard. The man starts talking, says strange things, about a boy who's killing people one by one. Without giving it much thought, Dr. Tenma leaves the hospital in silence. Next day, Tenma visits the hospital to check up on the patient. Walking through the hallway, he freezes. There, on the cold floor, the guard lies in eerie silence. Tenma rushes to check up on the guard's pulses and finds no sign of life. The guard had foam coming out of his mouth and a candy wrapper clenched in his fist. He checks the patient's room, but the patient is nowhere to be found. Racing through the corridor, Tenma spots an exit door swung open. He pushes through, stepping into the dim alley behind the hospital. Across the way, he hears a loud scream coming from an abandoned construction site. Without thinking, Tenma runs toward the sound. He moves through the half-built structure. Then he sees it. The patient collapsed on the ground. But Tenma isn't alone. From the shadows behind the patient, a human figure steps forward. Blonde hair, calm eyes, and a gun held steadily in his hand. The man speaks. His voice is soft, almost gentle. He tells Tenma his name, Johan. The same boy Tenma saved a decade ago. He thanks the doctor, not with warmth, but with something colder, deeper, a strange reverence. Johan calls Tenma different, says he's not like the others. He's like a parent. Tenma, now realizing what's about to happen, steps forward, trying to stop him, pleading with him to put the gun down. But Johan doesn't hesitate. He raises the gun and shoots. The shot echoes through the concrete shell of the building. The patient drops. Tenma stands frozen in disbelief. Johan slowly walks past him, calm as ever. He doesn't say a word, don't look back. And then, he's gone.